Hi everyone. Today we are going to be looking at the quality indicators in relation to the 8 business functions. So with our first one, we're going to look at the human resources function. So what can we do in terms of quality and human resources? So we need to make sure that we have a recruitment policy in place which will attract the best possible candidates for the business. So remember, the HR manager or the human resources manager needs to make sure that they have a fair process or fair recruitment process in place so that you can employ the most qualified and most suitable employee for the position. Next, we're going to look at the admin function. So remember, the admin function is responsible for collecting data, for storing data, handling data, making sure data is up to date, for general management, for the financial function. So they need to make sure that they can collect data, store it safely. They need to have all the documentation in place. It should be kept in a safe place so that you can always go back to it, make reference to it if you need to. Next is our financial function. So again, the financial function, just to recap, they look at all the financial aspects of the business. They need to make sure that they can obtain capital and finance from reputable institutions, so from banks. They need to negotiate better interest rates for the business. So remember, if the interest rate is very high, you end up paying a lot more on the money that you've borrowed. So it's important that they try and negotiate a favorable interest rate for the business if they are borrowing money. And then also important, they must budget properly and make sure that there is no wastage or money that is being wasted or not allocated correctly to different departments. Our next management function will be our general management function. They need to make sure that they are constantly up to date with changes in the business environment. Remember, there are things that happen outside the business which we cannot control. So it is the general management's duty and responsibility to keep up to date with these challenges and find out how they can deal with it. It is one of their responsibilities also to direct and control and make sure that everyone is doing what they should do in the business to ensure quality products and to ensure that the business is giving a good service to customers. Then in our production function, they need to make sure that they are calculating the costs properly. They need to make sure that they are accredited by places like the South African Bureau of Standards so that consumers can be assured of a high quality product. And also important, the machinery and equipment must be serviced regularly. It must be checked regularly so that they can produce the best products at a high quality and be used optimally. It's just going to waste the business money if the machinery breaks down and production has to stop completely. You don't want that to happen. Otherwise, obviously, the business won't be making money because they can't produce products which they can't sell. Then our marketing function. So they need to make sure that they are attracting customers. They need to make sure that they are satisfying customers' needs and wants. If your business is not attracting customers, if you're not satisfying their needs and wants, obviously customers will then go to a different business or your competition, and therefore you are going to lose money. They also need to make sure that they are communicating effectively with customers and also getting feedback regarding their products and services. It's so important to get feedback from your customer, to follow up, find out what was wrong with the product if there was a problem so that we can prevent it from happening in the future. Then with our public relations, remember this is the image that the outside world sees of the business. So we want to have a good and positive image about the business. So therefore, the public relations officer must deal quickly with any negative publicity. You need to make sure that you are looking after the community in which you operate. Make sure that you are releasing positive press releases. Maybe have different social media campaigns where you post what you've been doing in the community. Maybe you've been donating to orphanages. Maybe you donate shirts, or you sponsor soccer shirts to the primary school soccer team, and that is a way to create a good, positive image about the business. Then our purchasing function. So remember, purchasing function is all about buying products, buying raw materials, making sure that you are getting the correct item at the right price, negotiating for a better price for the business so that you can make more money, or maybe try and get a good price so that you don't have to add such a big markup on the product, so that the product is more affordable for the customer. Again, very important to choose a reliable supplier with good quality and at reasonable prices. So remember, very important, don't buy inferior quality products just because it's cheaper, because then your end product won't be of high quality and your consumer is not going to be satisfied with that. So remember, we are talking about the quality, the concept of quality. So how can a business ensure quality? And part of the purchasing function is to buy the best quality raw materials so that customers can be assured that the final product is also of high quality. Thanks everyone. I hope you have a lovely day further.